Hey guys, it's Pastor Sam, and today we are studying the science of clouds. How do clouds form, and what causes them to rain? Today we're going to do not one, but two simple experiments that you can try at home to learn the answers to these questions. All that you'll need for these experiments is a zip-top bag, a cup, and some water. The first thing that you'll do is fill the cup part way with water. Cold water is totally fine. And then you're gonna put it inside the Ziploc bag. And then you're gonna leave it outside in the sun and check on the bag throughout the day to see what happens. Let's go ahead and do it right now. As you can see, as the sun heated up the water in the cup, some of the water evaporated or turned from liquid to gas called water vapor. You can't see water vapor, but you can see what happened next. The water vapor turned into liquid and little drops of water formed inside the bag. This is called condensation. And when several droplets of water inside the bag stuck together and became heavy enough, they went down the sides of the bag. And this is exactly what happens with rain. All around us there are lakes and rivers and oceans, and all of that water eventually evaporates and turns into water vapor and becomes clouds. And when there are enough water droplets in the clouds to stick together, just like they did on the sides of the bag, it comes down, not in the sides of the bag, but as rain. To help us see this better, we have an experiment that will give us a really fun way to see what happens in the clouds. For this experiment, all you'll need is water, some shaving cream, a glass jar or a vase, some blue food coloring, a syringe or a dropper, and another bowl to put that in. So first, what you're going to do is fill your glass or vase all the way to the top with water. Then you're going to take some blue food coloring and mix it together in a bowl on the side with more water. Finally, you're going to take your shaving cream and fill the very top of your jar or glass with shaving cream. Once you've done all of those things and maybe gotten some shaving cream all over you like I did, then the experiment will begin. The water will represent the air and the shaving cream will represent clouds. So let's see what happens when we add this blue water that represents water vapor and then condensation to the clouds. So if you'll notice, what happened here is very similar to what happens in the clouds. The shaving cream, or our cloud, took in as much blue water as it could. It held it all in until it got so full, all of that blue water stuck together and came raining down into the water. And that's very similar to what happens in the clouds. Now, it may seem like clouds are really far up in the sky and there's no way we'd be able to see them, but there actually is one place that we can see what happens with clouds. Let's go ahead outside and check it out. So here we are outside, and as you can see behind me, it's a really foggy day in Crestline today. Now, fog is very similar to clouds. What happens is that water vapor condenses in the air to form tiny droplets that we can actually see behind us. The big difference between fog and clouds is that clouds mostly stay up in the sky, whereas fog is all around us and touches the ground when it shows up. So if I understood correctly, then fog is basically a cloud that touches the ground. Getting to see fog and getting to see this experiment where we see how clouds hold in as much as they can before what's in them comes out reminds me of a really important lesson. As we saw, clouds will hold as much as they can before everything inside them comes out. And we're like that too. We can be a lot like clouds, collecting a lot of things inside of us, but eventually it all comes out. The Bible says it this way in Luke 6:45. What you say flows from what is inside your heart. So, what's in your heart today? It's easy right now to fill our hearts with angry, scary, and sad thoughts. But Jesus is greater than all of those things. If we will invite him into our hearts and tell him everything that's there, even the angry, scary, and sad thoughts, Jesus promises that we won't be alone in all of those things. Jesus says if we'll invite him into our hearts, he will fill us so full that just like a cloud, we will overflow with him. We want that more than anything else because the only thing that will heal our hearts and heal our world right now is when we are more full of Jesus than anything else. So let's let ourselves be so full of Jesus that we can't help but rain his love down on everyone around us today.